This month in World Hockey, we're in beautiful Buenos Aires for the BDO Women's Champions Trophy. And we're off on an African safari. Experience the Premier Hockey League the Indian way. And we hit the road with Dutch star Sander van der Weide. The Dutch team started their trip down under on a winning note, beating New Zealand in a three-match test series. In a hard-fought decider in Tauranga, the men in orange came back from 2-1 down at the breather to win 4-3 and clinch the series 2-1. The Dutch team's next stop was Australia, but the strong Kookaburras got the better of the Netherlands in the four-match series. After winning both matches in Canberra, the Aussies managed to hold the Dutch team to draws in the last two matches and took the series 2-0. After the series win, Australian midfielder Troy Elder announced his retirement from international hockey. The 30-year-old Queenslander said he really wanted to finish on a high. Elder represented Australia in 169 matches, scoring 104 goals. He'll now concentrate on winning back-to-back AHL championships with the Queensland Blades. James Tindall was named the UK Player of the Year for 2006 by British members of the Hockey Writers Club. 23-year-old Tindall has made 49 England appearances, scoring 25 goals. At only 21, Krista Cullen won the Women's Award for the second successive year. South Africa's women's hockey will get $680,000 over the next 3 years. The sponsorship deal with Spar has been extended with emphasis on the Olympic Games participation in Beijing in 2008. Spar has supported women's hockey for the past 12 years. More on the South African men later in the show. The energetic and seductive port city of Buenos Aires has been the gateway to Argentina for centuries. Quilmes, a small town near the Argentine capital, played host to the 6 best women's teams for the BDO Champions Trophy. Members of the national team, affectionately called Las Leonas or the Lionesses, enjoy superstardom in the country of Maradona. They also started the event as the biggest challenger to world champions Netherlands. In the first game, the Dutch team confirmed their tournament favourite status with a comfortable 3-1 win over World Cup semi-finalist Spain. Carlien Velten, Naomi Van As and Kim Kammers were the goal scorers for the winning team. Australia blanked Champions Trophy debutant Japan 3-0 in the second match.
Blythe, quick ball across, Gallagher turns on the left, beautifully finished Peter Gallagher. That's an excellent goal.
Hosts Argentina took on defending champions Germany in the last match of the day. And to the delight of the home crowd, it was a convincing 2-0 win over the Germans. Day 2 witnessed all the winners of the opening day taking their points tally to 6 with their second successive wins. The Netherlands celebrated captain Minky Boy's 200th cap with 3-0 over Japan.
Fabulous finish by Fatima Moreira de Mello, one of the veterans of this Dutch team, the 28-year-old from Rotterdam.
The Hockeyroos had to fight hard to gain full points against Germany. Trailing by a first-half goal, the Australian team struck twice after the break to seal the win, both goals from set pieces. Las Leonas wrapped up the day with another convincing win. Luciana Eimer led the charge as she toyed with the Spaniards.
Shapes right, drags left again into the circle. Looks for the cross, and this time it's finished off by Rebecca. Beautifully done, Luciana Eimer, you genius.
Petter Gallagher's brace gave the Hockey Roos a 2-0 lead over Spain in the first match of day 3. But the Spaniards fought back and split the points.
Sanchez, and it's gone in off the stick of Taniolata. Spain are level.
Germany and Japan were looking to open their account in the next match. Veteran Nadine Ernstling-Krinker, playing her 10th Champions Trophy, scored the solitary goal of the game to give Germany full points. The eagerly anticipated clash between Argentina and the Netherlands witnessed some high-quality hockey. But to the dismay of the sizable crowd, the Dutch team tamed the Leonas 3-0. On day 4, Germany beat Spain to book their place in the playoffs for the bronze medal, pushing Spain to the relegation match. Eva de Goede scored the only goal against Australia as the Dutch team recorded their 4th successive win and secured their place in the final. Argentina wrapped up the day with another impressive show. They steamrolled past Japan 3-1, bringing them close to the other final spot. In the last day of pool matches, Germany took on the Netherlands in the first match. 18-year-old Michelle van der Poel scored her first international goal to give the Dutch the lead. A brilliant lob from Krinker was enough for the Germans to split the points. Japan recorded its first ever Champions Trophy win, defeating Spain with his solitary goal from Toshi Tsuko. Argentina took on Australia. They needed only a draw to go through to the final. The Hockey Roos needed a win. But the smiling Leonas stamped their class and joined the Dutch in the final. The final day of the Champions Trophy, Japan getting going against Spain in the relegation match and keeping their place in the elite event. Next up, the bronze medal match, Australia and Germany. Janine Bierman gave the Germans the lead early in the match. Halfway through the second half, Celia Lorenzo sealed the victory for Germany.
Germany win the bronze, beating Australia 2-0.
The stadium was filled to capacity by then in anticipation for the big clash. The final match between Argentina and the Netherlands. The undefeated Dutch team made their intentions clear from the very beginning.
Dijkstra for the Netherlands. Nienke Kramers on as well. Toss over the top from Mate Bouwman. Jishka Snoeks goes outside to Dijkstra. Penalty corner awarded. Argentina not happy. Very good early start for the Netherlands. Schotman the push out, not direct. Snavers, Lammers. Shot on goal from Mate Bouwman. In fact, it's gone straight in. I thought it might have taken a deflection. Mate Bouwman gets her second goal of the tournament, puts the Netherlands a goal up in just the 3rd minute.
After the early setback, the hosts went on all-out attack, but they couldn't penetrate the Dutch wall.
Argentina win the free hit. They'll have to be very, very quick, and Maggie Isaga knows it. You need a set play in this situation, but first you need to get it through. Van Aas. Fatima de Mello. That'll be the ball game. The Netherlands win their 5th Champions Trophy tournament. Argentina the silver medal for the 2nd time. And the Netherlands win it by the slimmest of margins with a goal scored in just the 2nd minute of the game by 1-0.
So the world champions take another title home, their 5th Champions Trophy win. Next, we travel all the way across to the African continent. Because of its cultural diversity, South Africa is referred to as the Rainbow Nation. In this sports-crazy country, football and rugby hold pride of place. But gradually the game of hockey is catching up as young kids take to the game.
The popularity is growing in South Africa. We're getting more and more children playing hockey. What we find though, at school level we have a lot of people playing, but once they leave school then we have a big drop off in numbers, and that's an area of concern which we have to look at and try and improve our club system.
Buoyed by the success of the youth programme, the South Africa Hockey Federation has embarked on development programmes for the game at the grassroots level. It's also set up ambitious targets for the national team.
Short-term goal is basically we need to win the Africa Cup in Nairobi in July this year to qualify for the Beijing Olympics. And thereafter, if we win there, then we to do well at the Olympics, and then by 2010 we want to be in the top 8 countries in the world.
The selection process for the national team abides by the South African sports policy of including black and coloured players in the squad. But the emergence of black players like Longley Tsulikele and Julian Heikes who've been included on the team on their merit is encouraging.
Basically in hockey we have a quota system. We're not embarrassed to say that, and it works on a sliding scale. At national level there must be 4 players of colour in the 16, or if we take a team of 18 away, it's 5 out of 18. That's for men and women. At under 21 the number goes to increases 1 by 1, and then under 18 by another 1. That's how we're trying to do it. There's some very good coloured children coming through, and I'll give an example. In our women's side earlier this month when we played against Great Britain, in the 16, the one day, there were 6 players of colour, and I believe they're all there on merit, and so we're not window dressing and putting through. So the players of colour are coming through, and we just continue to work on that.
Coached by Greg Clark, who's represented the country in over 250 international matches, the team has set its sights on qualifying for the 2008 Beijing Olympics. And for that, the team has to win the African Cup to be staged in Nairobi in July. If they fail to make the grade in this tournament, the team then has to take part in the Olympic qualifiers.
We have to rate our chances as pretty good. We've won the African qualifier a number of times now over the last sort of 10, 12 years. And that is how we qualify for the Olympics. We have that qualifier, the Cup of Nations, in July in Kenya. So I'd say our chances are good. The African opposition are improving all the time, so that qualifier is becoming a lot tougher than it was, say, 10 years ago. But I think if we play to our potential, we should clinch it.
The South African senior team is in the process of rebuilding after it finished last at the World Cup in Germany. Several youngsters from the under-21 ranks have been included in the new senior team, and this new-look side tasted success when they beat Belgium 3-2 in the recently concluded test series.
We've identified that we've scored some good goals. We have, however, missed a lot of opportunities. So again this evening we probably missed 1 or 2 where we could have maybe gone up in the first half, but Jeffrey Abbott outstanding in the second half. We've also identified that we've let in some soft goals. Penalty corner defence as well is an area which we need to work on.
The development programmes are showing progress, but the popularity of the sport in South Africa is heavily dependent on the performance of the national team on the international stage. After the break, action from India's Premier Hockey League, and take a joyride with Sander van der Weide. Germany's title defence in the Men's World Cup final ensures they finish the year at the top of the Sahara World Hockey team rankings. The Aussies trail the Germans by 20 points. World Cup bronze medalist Spain are third. After finishing 7th in the World Cup, the Dutch go into 2007 as the 4th best team in the world. Pakistan hold on to 5th ahead of Korea, who surprised everybody by entering the semi-final in Mönchengladbach. India's slide down the rankings continues, they're in 7th. Argentina also pay the price for a lacklustre performance, they're down in 8th. Fast improving England up to 9th. And New Zealand complete the top 10. Netherlands consolidated their position at the top of the Women's Sahara World Hockey Team rankings after winning the BDO Champions Trophy. Finishing runners-up at home, Argentina moved 1 place up to 2nd. Displaced Australia slipped to 3rd spot, while Germany retained 4th place after winning bronze in Buenos Aires. China didn't figure in the elite event, but they remain at number 5. Japan hold on to 6th spot with an impressive Champions Trophy debut. Spain remain at number 7, despite finishing last. New Zealand take 8th place, followed by United States at 9, only 10 points behind, and Korea round up the top 10. The 3rd edition of India's Premier Hockey League began in the southern Indian city of Chennai. 7 teams from across the length and breadth of the country took part in this tournament, which when it began was expected to immediately change India's flagging fortunes. It hasn't quite turned out that way, but most of those involved are happy with the effort that has been made.
I think it's a fantastic concept and good for Indian hockey in whatever ways. More ways than one, because one, it highlights the profile of many players who are unknown, new talents. We have not seen too many in this edition, but in the first 2 editions we've seen a few prospective national players. But on the whole, it's just to improve the interest of hockey in our country.
The PHL has been everything that Indian hockey has not. Professional, attractive, innovative. There have been attempts to market and promote the game for the first real time in a country that is its spiritual home. And most of all, it's brought in some of the world's best players to play for Indian clubs for the first time. For them, an interesting experience.
The experience has been fantastic, phenomenal, especially living in other culture and other people, other playing style, and it's been amazing.
But while the foreign stars have been impressed with the local talent on view, it's not taken them too long to discover the root of the problems with Indian hockey.
Some players really have to learn that you can, even when you're one-on-one on the goalie, you have to look on your left and your right side, because if you have just one guy on your left side, you have to pass it to them because they have an empty goal. And that what happens a lot is, in India they like to attack a lot. And everything is forward and don't keep the ball, just a moment in your team to get some rest and build up a new attack again. But they just keep on pumping the ball forward, and especially during the last quarter, the game is going up and down to the other goal and the other goal, and just keep on running and running.
It's a problem that runs deep. Coaching as a profession is non-existent in India, and the team is well behind the rest of the world as far as modern techniques and tactics go. And even India's new breed of coaches is beginning to realise it.
Listen, whenever these guys get the return ball, you already be in movement here.
Let us accept the fact that our coaches are not competent to come in the top 6 in the world. I strongly believe, being a coach myself, I accept that we are way behind tactically an European coach, and this is where either we coaches go abroad and learn, or we get top end coaches coming and teaching us. That's the only solution for us to improve as coaching.
No one's more hurt by India's rapid slide than the players themselves. And while there are those who blame lack of financial support as the major reason for the demise of Indian hockey, others beg to differ.
I really don't agree with the fact that there's no money in the sport, and to be really honest, I'm not fond of listening to people giving excuses for incompetence. But because I personally think that hockey is our national game, and we have had such a glorious past, and there's so much emotional attachment towards hockey in our country. You know, I know for a fact that everywhere I go, people stop me, they talk to me. They want Indian hockey to come up. They want the national team to play well. They want Indian hockey to be somewhere close to what we once were.
So is it all doom and gloom for India's national game?
If we all work together, if we work honestly together to solve these problems, I'm sure we can get back. It's not something that cannot be solved. Nothing is really impossible, but everyone has to be honest in doing their job well. You don't have to do anything exceptional. You don't have to do anything special. Just everybody has to ensure that they do their duty properly. That's what teamwork is all about.
Today we go with camera.
Camera.
So you will be on television.
Television.
Yeah? You'll be an Indian star.
Indian star.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, we go to Marina Beach, yeah? It's not like the beach in Europe, but I like all the stands over there where you can buy your stuff and just see how the people are taking their bath and walking around. It's better than staying in a hotel all day. When you arrive in India, it's like a little bit of a culture shock, you know? Yeah. You see all these contradictions and all these differences between all the people. But after a while, you get used to it. I eat chicken masala, prawn masala. In the north, I eat a lot of raita. Yeah, and in Kerala, I eat a lot of fish. I love the food in Kerala. Yeah. And I really like the chai. And in Europe, I never drink tea, but I really like this tea over here. The tea in India is much better.
Yeah, I know.
They call it Indian juice. No? They told me, yeah, you take some Indian juice. Okay, we go there to the market. Yeah? Are these all famous Bollywood stars?
No, these are all famous local stars.
Local stars. I went to a Tamil movie last week with my teammates from Bangalore Lions. And I really enjoyed it, but I couldn't understand the language, of course. But the film was pretty easy, so I could follow it. I actually started playing soccer when I was young. I really liked to play soccer. But all my friends were playing hockey. My whole family was playing hockey. And I didn't have a lot of friends in soccer. So one time I chose to get over to switch over to hockey. Well, I started as a center forward, and after that I get to the midfield. But I think for the national team I didn't have the capability to be a striker or attacking midfielder. So and I was good at defending. I played now 10 years. I've played a lot of tournaments. I played every tournament 2 or 3 Champions Trophy 10 times already. And sometimes you have to think about other things in life besides hockey, you know. And I want to develop myself on other. I want to have a career besides hockey, you know. They pay us enough to live for the moment. But it's not that you can save a lot of money and that you can lay down on the beach the rest of your life, you know? You have to think about something else.
So at 30, having won all there is to win in hockey, Sander is ready to walk away, convinced he's done enough to leave his footprints on the sands of time.